Hey friends, welcome back to Big Nate's Whiskey Lounge. I'm Nate, and today is going to be day number 4 of our Whiskey Advent Calendar. I am doing a World Whiskey Advent Calendar, and so far it's been mostly international stuff, which is kind of cool. Today is going to be Glengoyne. It is a 12-year-old single malt Scotch, comes in at 43%. Now it is a Highland Scotch, and it actually is a true Highland. For those of you that know Scotch regions, you know that Highland is the largest region, but inside of Highland is the subset of Speyside. Now, for those distilleries in Speyside, they have the right to call themselves either Highland or Speyside. A very famous distillery known for that is Macallan. Macallan's very famous. Macallan is high prestige. They're actually in Speyside, but because it's a subset of Highland, they get to call themselves Highland, which is totally fine. But Glengoyne is in Highland. It's not in Speyside. Again, it's a 12-year-old single malt. And I'm just looking up some of the notes here real quick. Now, this is not peated. And actually, the website says that they call themselves the slowest distillery or the slowest distillation. And that they dry their barley by air. They don't peat smoke it. So I can already smell it from here. Oh, that's nice. Yep, definitely citrusy. A little bit of lemon. Yeah, it's definitely lemon citrus. A lot of times people get orange citrus or something. This is lemon. Or maybe a little bit of... Maybe a little bit of apple? Maybe not. Maybe it's still just the lemon. It smells fantastic. Good color on it too for 12-year-old Scotch. Unknown whether or not they use coloring. And again, for those of you that are specifically strictly bourbon or American whiskey, Scotch is allowed to add caramel coloring. And there are some distilleries that do that. I'm not going to go into which ones are. If I get one in my calendar, I'll tell you. But not all are. And they say it shouldn't affect the taste. Sometimes for us Americans, though, it affects the reputation. But, to my knowledge, Glengoyne is not one of them. A little thin on the first part of the palate. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, it is very lemony on the taste, too. Kind of like if you, appley too, kind of if you took, you know, a regular serving of apple juice and squeezed a lemon into it. But it's not off-putting. I know that sounds weird, but it's not off-putting. It actually is really good. A touch thin, but compared to bourbon, Scotch typically can be, because Scotch, the flavors actually can exist at lower proofs without being washed out. And this looks to be aged in sherry casks, so that probably has an effect on that as well. This is good. Well, and I see this on the shelves. Now, I was looking at the price online. Well, because their website, because they're in Scotland, it's in pounds. But the conversion, it's $44.99 in the pounds. It's $60 here in US dollars, which is not bad for a decent Scotch. I know a lot of you bourbon people are like, wow, that's insane for maybe an entry level or lower proof. That's actually not bad for Scotch, especially because it's an import and things like that. So 50 to 60, 40 is kind of like the budget range for Scotch, in my opinion at least. You can get some that are a little cheaper, but we're going way to the bottom of the shelf. If we're talking budget, we're probably talking 40 to 60. And I know that was actually a large range, sorry. This is really good. Getting a little carameliness. Interesting. I like that. Alright, so this was day 4 of our Whiskey Advent Calendar. Be sure to join me as we continue this journey. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Cheers.